proper operating temperature. Let's make that same run again. Go to the park. The temperature is just perfect right now while we're moving. The real test comes up when you're not moving, because then you're dependent on the fan to move the air through the radiator without the motion of the car. So we're going to swing back into the park and turn around again. I might sit here and just watch it for a minute or two before we take off. Gear specifically to kind of watch the temperature, see how it reacts to that. This car has a 350 automatic, which is it's a transmission that will freewheel, so it acts like a straight shift. When you gas it and let off on it, you can hear it, winding up and backing down. Unlike a 400 will coast. Like if you're in, I don't know, if you're in a certain gear and you take your foot off the gas, it'll coast. It won't back the engine down like a 350. The 400 has that extra gear though, which makes it, desirable for that. But in a way, the 350 might be a better hot rod transmission, and even the old Power Glides, the 2-speeds, they're good transmissions for racing and such. So I'm going to get out and look under the hood again, see where the temperature is, which is fine if it stays there, and if I'm not leaking any fluid here. Nothing leaking there. I think my overflow is working. Good. Now the other thing I can do is cut this off. When I cut it off, it's going to get hotter, and that's normal. When you got water circulating through a radiator, it's cooler, and then when you cut it off, it'll spike the temperature. Now when I went to the parts store the other day, I might just let this run. Just watch it before I cut it off. The other day when I went to the parts store, it didn't start leaking until I cut it off, and that's when it spiked the temperature. It made it start find itself an overflow. And I think that's because the radiator cap overflow wasn't working properly. I changed, by the way. I put the radiator cap off the rat rod on here. She's up about 200 degrees now, which is not bad. I mean, it's an engine can handle 200 degrees.
leave y'all in there. You keep an eye on that gauge if you want to. Okay, I do have a water leak. Bring y'all out here, we'll look at it. Okay, we're gonna try it again. I went to town, picked me up some, it's what I call good old-fashioned stop leak. And basically what that is like, I thought it was like powderized copper, but the guy up there said it's actually aluminum. But it's a little powder, you pour it in there. You can do the same thing with pepper. In fact, when we used to race cars, we'd throw a can of pepper in a race car after a crash to get the radiator to stop leaking and send it back on the track. Pretty common. And I did a little bit of that with this. I had a little tiny leak the other day and then it popped out leaking again. So I went up and got me some of that regular powdered stop leak. Now they also make a lot of stuff that's in a liquid form, and it's like it advertises as radiator repair, head gasket repair, basic leak repair. I have less familiarity with that stuff. I did use some of that liquid head gasket repair stuff one time on something that didn't work, but it had a really bad leak, and I kind of didn't expect it to. And I've had some people, you know, they make several different brands of stuff like that. They used to make this stuff called bars stop leak. I did the same thing. Now my temperature came up pretty quick here. I'm almost right back up to operating temperature. However, probably water was in there, was probably still pretty warm. But let's go a little ways, come back, see if we're leaking. Do it again. I might run up to the state park again. Back, like I did a while ago. Getting playing mud on the tires and all around over here, but it's up to me. I don't mind. I don't mind. I can wash it off. Yeehaw. Behind that stuff is that you have a tiny little pinhole in your radiator, and them little granules of aluminum will get in the hole and stop it up. That's basically what's supposed to happen with that, and it works. I mean, like I say, I've done the same thing with pepper, so I know it works. I'll put y'all up on the windshield so you can see the road. Could it just be better view. Yeehaw. The throttle came loose. Let me put that back on. Temperature is still good. Spin some tires good on that wet pavement.
temperature's fine. Leak stopped. So far so good, y'all.